Let me ask you something. When was the last time you got up from a chair without bracing for pain? When did walking upstairs not feel like a battle? If you've quietly accepted knee pain as your new normal, you're not alone. But here's the shocking part. It doesn't have to be this way. Every single day, millions of people wake up with aching knees, barely able to move, told by doctors that it's just part of getting older. But what if I told you that's only half the truth? Yes, aging affects your joints. But what's never talked about is the role your diet plays in cartilage breakdown, and more importantly, cartilage repair. Your body is capable of healing, even rebuilding, cartilage tissue that's been worn down over the years. But only if it's given the right building blocks, and that's where food comes in. Not just any food, but 5 specific, research-backed foods that have been shown to reduce joint pain, improve flexibility, and help restore cartilage from the inside out. In this video, I'll reveal exactly what those 5 foods are, how they work, and how quickly you can start seeing real results, even if your knees have been aching for years. If you've ever felt like your best mobility days are behind you, you need to see this, because they might just be one grocery trip away. We often talk about knee pain like it's a normal part of life after 50, like it's something you just have to learn to live with. But here's a truth that hardly anyone is talking about. Cartilage, the cushion that keeps your knees moving smoothly, doesn't just vanish with age. It breaks down because of inflammation, nutrient deficiencies, poor blood flow, and sometimes years of eating the wrong foods, and not enough of the right ones. Think of cartilage like the shock absorbers in your car. When they're strong and intact, you barely feel the bumps. But when they wear out, every little movement becomes jarring, painful, even damaging. And for years we were told there's no way to get it back. Once it's gone, it's gone. But that's no longer true. Research is now showing that cartilage can begin to regenerate, not with drugs, not with surgery, but with the right nutritional support. Your body still has the ability to heal itself, especially when you feed it the very nutrients it's been lacking. Now imagine this. What if by simply adding certain foods to your daily meals, you could help your knees become more flexible, your pain ease off, your joints feel smoother, and your confidence in movement return? Even after years of stiffness. Sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? That's exactly why most people overlook this approach. But in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through 5 powerful foods. Not pills, not powders, that have been quietly helping people restore cartilage, reduce pain, and move freely again. These aren't trends, they're backed by science and have stood the test of time. Let's get into the first food, and it's probably already in your kitchen. Food number 1, the powerful anti-inflammatory food. Turmeric. It's golden, it's ancient, and for thousands of years it's been at the heart of traditional healing across Asia. But only recently has science caught up to what cultures have known for centuries. Turmeric is one of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatory foods on the planet, and it holds real potential when it comes to rebuilding cartilage and easing joint pain. The key ingredient inside turmeric is curcumin, a compound that doesn't just reduce inflammation, it goes after it like a heat-seeking missile. It blocks certain enzymes and proteins in the body that cause swelling and deterioration in the joints. What does this mean for your knees? Less stiffness, less pain, and a better environment for cartilage to recover and regenerate. Now let's be clear, inflammation isn't always bad. In small doses, it's how your body heals. But when inflammation becomes chronic, as it often does with aging, it begins to destroy healthy tissue, including cartilage. That's where turmeric steps in. It calms the fire, allowing your joints to breathe and rebuild. Studies have shown that curcumin can be just as effective as some over-the-counter pain medications, without the side effects. In fact, one clinical trial found that people taking curcumin daily experienced significant improvements in knee function and pain reduction, especially those dealing with osteoarthritis. But here's the trick most people miss. You have to consume it the right way. Curcumin is not easily absorbed by the body on its own. You need to pair it with black pepper, which contains a compound called piperine. This increases curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. So, how can you make turmeric part of your daily routine? It's simpler than you think. Sprinkle it into soups, stews, eggs, or even blend it into a smoothie. One of the most powerful ways? Make a cup of golden milk, warm almond or oat milk with turmeric, black pepper, cinnamon, and a touch of honey. It's soothing, delicious, and your knees will thank you. Start with just half to 1 teaspoon per day and make it a consistent habit. The results don't come overnight, but give it 3 to 4 weeks, and many people report a noticeable difference in mobility, pain reduction, and overall comfort. So before you reach for another bottle of painkillers, consider this ancient golden spice. It might just be the natural remedy your knees have been craving all along. Food number 2, the collagen-boosting food, bone broth. If turmeric is your natural anti-inflammatory, then bone broth is your internal builder, the nutrient-dense foundation your joints need to start healing from within. Bone broth isn't just some trendy health drink. It's been used for generations, and it's one of the richest natural sources of collagen, gelatin, amino acids, and essential minerals, all of which are critical for rebuilding cartilage. Here's why that matters. Cartilage is made up largely of collagen, specifically type 2 collagen, which acts like a cushion between your bones. But as we age, our body's ability to produce collagen drops dramatically. That's when joints start creaking, cracking, and hurting more often. The smooth, rubbery tissue that once protected your knees becomes brittle, thin, or even torn. Bone broth helps fill that gap. When you simmer animal bones, particularly from chicken or beef, you extract nutrients like glucosamine and gelatin. These compounds don't just support the existing cartilage, they help stimulate new cartilage growth, especially when consumed regularly. They also support the surrounding tendons and ligaments, making your knees more stable and resilient overall. What makes bone broth especially powerful is how bioavailable its nutrients are. That means your body can absorb and use them easily. You're not just eating food, you're delivering building blocks directly to the places that need them most. So, how do you incorporate it into your daily life? Start with 1 warm cup a day. Sip it plain or use it as a base for soups, stews, or sauces. You can either make it at home, simmering bones for 12 to 24 hours with herbs, garlic, and vegetables, or you can buy high-quality, low-sodium options from the store. Just make sure it's real bone broth, not standard stock or broth, which lacks the same nutrients. Within a few weeks, many people notice their joints feel less stiff in the morning, that their knees don't ache quite as much after a walk, and some even report more flexibility than they've had in years. So while it might seem like a humble bowl of broth, it's anything but ordinary. Bone broth is nourishment at its deepest level, helping you rebuild what time has tried to take away. Food number 3, the omega-3 rich anti-inflammatory powerhouse, fatty fish. When it comes to healing from the inside out, fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, and trout are among the most powerful allies your joints can have. Why? Because they're loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, one of the most potent natural anti-inflammatories known to science. Now here's the kicker. Chronic inflammation is one of the leading causes of cartilage breakdown in the knees. Over time, even low-grade inflammation can eat away at that soft, cushiony layer between your bones, leaving them to grind against each other, causing pain, stiffness, and degeneration. Omega-3s go straight to the root of this problem. They reduce the production of inflammatory chemicals in the body, including cytokines and enzymes that directly damage cartilage tissue. In fact, multiple studies have shown that regular omega-3 intake can slow down the progression of osteoarthritis and improve joint function, especially in weight-bearing joints like the knees. But it's not just about inflammation. Omega-3s also help lubricate the joints by supporting healthy synovial fluid, the slippery substance that keeps your knees gliding smoothly. With better lubrication comes less friction, less wear and tear, and more ease in movement. Now let's talk practical steps. How can you include fatty fish in your weekly meals? Aim for at least 2 servings per week of oily fish like wild-caught salmon or sardines. Grill them, bake them, toss them into salads, or even make a hearty fish stew using bone broth for double the joint healing power. If you're not a fish fan, don't worry. High-quality fish oil supplements, particularly those with EPA and DHA, can be a great alternative. Just make sure they're from a reputable source and free from heavy metals. And here's something worth noting. The benefits aren't limited to your knees. Omega-3s also support brain health, heart function, and even mood, making it one of the most well-rounded nutrients you can add to your diet as you age. So if you're looking to calm inflammation, protect your cartilage, and keep your knees feeling younger, fatty fish may be one of the smartest and most delicious choices you can make. Food number 4. The antioxidant-rich cartilage defender. Berries. When you think of joint pain or cartilage loss, berries probably aren't the first thing that comes to mind. But these vibrant, bite-sized fruits, especially blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, and blackberries, are packed with compounds that directly protect your joints and support cartilage repair. Here's what makes them special. Berries are loaded with antioxidants, particularly anthocyanins, the pigments that give them their deep, rich color. These antioxidants work like a cleanup crew inside your body, neutralizing free radicals, those unstable molecules that cause inflammation, oxidative stress, and tissue breakdown over time. Why does this matter for your knees? Because oxidative stress doesn't just age your skin, it attacks your cartilage, wearing it down cell by cell. Berries help stop that process. They reduce joint inflammation, protect cartilage cells from damage, and even support the production of collagen, the key protein that keeps your cartilage firm and elastic. Research has shown that people who consume more fruits rich in anthocyanins tend to have lower levels of C-reactive protein, a major marker of inflammation in the body. In one study, participants who added just a cup of strawberries per day to their diet experienced measurable improvements in pain and joint flexibility in just a few weeks. But the benefits don't stop there. Berries are also low in sugar, high in fiber, and support a healthy gut microbiome. And believe it or not, your gut plays a major role in managing inflammation throughout the body, including the joints. A healthier gut means a more balanced immune response and fewer flare-ups in sensitive areas like your knees. So how can you add them in? Simple. Toss a handful of fresh or frozen berries into your morning smoothie, sprinkle them over oatmeal, yogurt, or salads, or just snack on them throughout the day. Aim for at least 1 cup a day and mix up the colors for the full range of nutrients. And here's a quick tip. Dark-colored berries like blueberries and blackberries tend to have the highest concentration of antioxidants. They're like little anti-inflammatory bombs for your joints, and they taste amazing. When it comes to natural healing, it doesn't always have to be complicated. Sometimes, something as simple as a handful of berries a day can quietly go to work, protecting your knees, reducing pain, and slowing down the wear and tear you've been living with for years. Food number 5. The mineral-rich cartilage regenerator. Dark leafy greens. You've probably been told to eat your greens since you were a kid. But what most people don't realize is just how essential those dark, leafy vegetables are when it comes to restoring joint health and rebuilding knee cartilage, especially as we age. We're talking about powerhouse greens like kale, spinach, collard greens, Swiss chard, and arugula. These aren't just salad fillers. They're loaded with a potent cocktail of minerals, vitamins, and plant compounds that your knees are desperately craving. Let's start with vitamin K, found abundantly in leafy greens. Vitamin K plays a major role in bone metabolism and the regulation of calcium, and when it's in balance, it prevents calcium from being deposited in your joints where it can cause stiffness or pain. Instead, it helps direct calcium to the bones where it strengthens the structures surrounding your knees. Next, there's magnesium, an often overlooked mineral that supports muscle relaxation, nerve signaling, and cartilage integrity. Low magnesium levels are directly linked to joint pain and poor recovery in people over 50. Just a cup of cooked spinach or Swiss chard can give you a hefty dose to support healing from the inside out. Then there's vitamin C, which you might associate with immune health, but it's also a key nutrient for collagen synthesis, the protein needed to rebuild and reinforce cartilage tissue. Without enough vitamin C, your body's ability to repair cartilage damage slows dramatically. And let's not forget antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin, which help reduce inflammation and oxidative stress, two enemies of healthy cartilage. So how do you bring these greens into your life in a way that's simple and sustainable? You don't need to gnaw on raw kale every day unless you enjoy that. Instead, sauté spinach with garlic and olive oil. Add chopped kale to soups or stews. Blend greens into smoothies, you won't even taste them. Or make a colorful salad with arugula and lemon vinaigrette. Just 1 to 2 servings a day can start to shift the balance, giving your body the minerals and compounds it needs to start repairing worn cartilage, reduce joint inflammation, and restore stability to your knees. It's the kind of quiet healing that builds up over time. One meal, one plate, one forkful at a time, creating stronger knees, better mobility, and more confidence in every step you take. Your knees are speaking. Are you ready to listen? Now you know the truth. The pain in your knees, the stiffness when you get up, the grinding you feel when climbing stairs. It's not just aging. It's your body crying out for help. But here's the good news. You're not powerless. You've just discovered 5 powerful foods that don't just mask symptoms. They help your body rebuild, restore, and regenerate the cartilage that keeps your knees healthy and strong. But knowledge is only power if you act on it. So starting today, I challenge you, add at least one of these foods to your plate every single day. Whether it's a handful of berries in your breakfast, a piece of grilled salmon at lunch, or a spinach sauté at dinner. Small steps lead to big change. And here's what I want you to do next. Comment below. Tell us which of these 5 foods you're going to start eating more of this week. Hit the like button if you found this video helpful, and don't forget to subscribe.